Alright, so we got a fork, automatic transmission fluid. You just gotta fill this up, just enough to clean it out. We're just gonna work the fork, do as much as you see fit, depending how dirty your fork oil is. Then you just dump it out. So after you've flushed your fork out as much as you need to clean it out, these ones weren't too bad, it's a newer bike. So we drained them out. Now, next thing we gotta do is remove the damping rod. I already busted these loose on the bike, so all we're gonna have to do is unscrew them real quick. So our next step is we gotta drill these bad boys out. So here is our freshly drilled dampening rod. Drilled 5/16. You drill out the first hole, that's your original hole there. And you drill that out to 5/16 from, I can't remember what the original was. You go 10 millimeters down, and you drill this way, and do the same thing. So you go another 10 millimeters, so you're 20 millimeters apart. That way you get 6 holes all through. When I polished it, deburr it. You can get a deburring knife and get at the insides too. Make sure you blast it out pretty good with breaking parts cleaner or some type of solvent. So now to lay the parts out in order, we have damping rod, we have our spacer / adapter, emulator, new springs, washer, and then we have our actual spring spacer here. Alright, so now it's time to put our forks back together. So we have our damping rod, our top out spring. The easiest way to do this, just take this, slide it in. Just do it very gently. There, it's in place. That's all you have to do to see it. You don't have to drop it in from the top and let it smash in there. Alright, so now it's possible to see down in there, but next thing is our adapter spacer. Gotta get that down in there. And same thing, just kind of roll down there. Just gotta get the seat right. It's impossible to show you this, but alright, so our spacer adapter made it down there, flat on top of the damping rod. Next, you gotta get your emulator down there. This is the point where you should have this tuned to wherever you need it. I have mine with the blue 40-pound spring set at 1.5 turns. Just a starting point. Check it again. Make sure it's seated down in the adapter correctly. Alright, we got that in. Now, what you want to do, well, what I'm going to do, is take our damping rod bolt, and we're just going to put it in there just to hold the damping rod in place. That way we know it's down at the bottom, but we're not going to tighten it up just yet. Right there. Okay. So now we have our damping rod, spacer, emulator in. Next, our springs got to go on top. Next, the washer. Right now, we have it correctly, everything installed. We have our spacers. Now your spacers, you got to cut to whatever preload that you are wanting to run on your bike. Kind of depends on all what you're using it for and what kind of springs you put in there. But yes, you should have this pre-cut. Right now on the Vstrom, on race text instructions, they say put a washer on top of your spacer here, but the Vstrom on your preload adjuster, it already has this washer that fits perfectly on top of your spacer. Now, that's the point where if you had your oil in there, you're ready to go, tighten it all down.